Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mika, and on this channel we talk all things love, joy, and a little bit of luxury. So today I want to talk about feeling behind in life. So if this is something that you've ever felt or something that you're currently working through, let's talk about it. All right, y'all, so let's just jump right in. Now, the first thing I want to say is you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. Now, with that said, I completely understand that it can be very, very difficult not to look around at other people's lives and draw comparison, especially with social media constantly bombarding us with imagery of people living these lifestyle of the rich and famous lives, child. I completely get it. So it's really hard to just look at your own paper instead of looking at your neighbor's paper like they used to tell you. In elementary school, you got to focus on your own. And with that, look at the things that are going well in your life. Look at the things that you have, all the blessings that you have, and squeeze all the joy out of it. Sometimes it can be difficult to even do just that. But the realism is that you really have to, because comparison is truly the thief of joy. And in order to have that joy and happiness in your life, you have to focus on the things that are going well in your life. Focus on all the things that you've accomplished, you've acquired in this life thus far. And so the other part of it is that you really got to get clear on what success look like for you. Now, like I talked about in my previous video, it's really easy to get caught up in, again, that external accomplishments or matrix successes and what they look like for other people, whether it's a sports car, whether it's a mansion, whether it's a designer bag. It's easy to get caught up in that until you pull into yourself and really evaluate what is truly true for me and what I truly desire in this life. Now, if you're thinking about yourself at 90 years old, 100 years old, what are the things that will make you feel like, I lived a good life? Those are the things that are important to you. Those are the things that will help carry you through when things get really difficult in your life, because those are the things that are really meaningful for you. So that's the first thing we got to get clear on. What does success even look like for you? The next thing you got to do, girl, is start releasing guilt and shame. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're carrying these emotions around with us and that they're driving the decisions that we're making. So when you're carrying around shame that you don't have enough or that you're not enough, that can unconsciously drive some of these decisions that you're making in your life, whether it's accepting a certain type of job or accepting a certain type of partner. When you're coming from a place of lack and coming from a place of I am not enough, that is not a good place to plant your seed. You want to plant your seed in soil that is fertile, soil that is full and rich. And that can only come if you start to release these low vibration emotions like shame and guilt. Now, you might be wondering, girl, how I do that? The first thing for me, now I made some notes, child, because I want to make sure that I can give y'all all the things that's really worked for me. Now, the first thing that I've done, child, you got to breathe. Just take a second just to sit with yourself, meditate, and just even 2-3 minutes just to get your mind settled. Now, it's even best if you can try to do this, when you have a moment away from people so that there's not so much going on. But just take a second to just breathe and just even sit with yourself so that you can get a clear mind as you start to really identify and uncover what's important for you. The next thing you want to do is write down your goal. It could be anything. It could be a partner. It could be a new job. It can be an amount of money, whatever that is for you. Write down that goal. So after you've written your goal down, I want you to write out 10 things that come to your mind or that come up for you when you think about achieving this goal. So let's say if your goal is to run a half marathon, you might think to yourself, I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm not sure if I have the ability to do it. It could be a number of different thoughts that come up for you, but I want you to write 10 thoughts that come up for you when you thinking about that single goal. The next thing you're going to do, girl, is read them aloud. Read them out loud. And this is something that I do that I call just bringing it to the light. Because what can happen is that a lot of times we have these subconscious thoughts that are driving our decisions. And our subconscious accounts for 95% of the reasons we are making decisions. And so that just means that we are mostly making decisions on autopilot or unconsciously. And so when you start to write these things out that you're thinking and start to say them out loud and hear sometimes how ridiculous they are, how silly they are. Or sometimes it's like, wow, I didn't even realize I thought that about myself. So some of these things could just be hard truths that you're facing about yourself and what you really think about yourself or your ability to achieve certain things. So read it out loud. The next thing you want to do is just be compassionate for yourself. It's okay to have negative thoughts. Girl, we all got them. We all got them. But at least you've taken the steps in moving them away so that you can move toward the life of your dreams. So you doing the hard work. So the next thing you're going to do is go back to every single one of those 10 things, and I want you to write an affirmation based on each one of them. So for example, if we're talking about running a marathon, what that can look like is, oh, I'm not sure that I can do this, right? So that could have been one of the 10 things that you wrote down. An affirmation that you can make around that is, I can do hard things. I can do things that I put my mind to. I've done harder. You can write yourself any type of affirmation that is relevant to that individual thought. And you're going to do that 10 times. So you're going to do that for each thing, each thought that you have. So once you have all 10 affirmations written out, the next thing you're going to do, and this is the most important thing, this is the most important step here. You're going to read these 10 things every night before bed and every morning when you wake up for the next 21 days. They've said scientifically that it takes 21 days to break a habit. So we want you to break the habit of these negative thoughts in your life. So I want you every morning reading these and every night before you go to bed. But the main thing here is to feel it. You got to feel it. It's not just robotically saying these affirmations. You got to feel it in here. That affirmation is absolutely true in this moment. Not that it's something that's going to happen, that it is absolutely true in this moment. So again, back to our reference of running a half marathon. That affirmation is that I can do hard things. I've done harder. And when you're saying that, you better believe it with your heart. You say it with your chest. I've done hard things. I can do hard things. And you continue to say that twice a day for the next 21 days. Now, the final thing you're going to do is trust in divine timing. Trust in divine timing for whatever your goals are, your dreams are that you may have written down. Trust in divine timing that these things are going to happen when they are supposed to. We live in an intelligent universe, and everything knows when it's the right time to move forward. The seasons know when to change. The butterfly knows when to go from a caterpillar and transform and go through its metamorphosis. And so do the intelligence that is within you, because it's the same intelligence within them. And so you have to trust that everything in your life is happening as it should. You are where you are supposed to be. You are where you need to be. You are being guided to your highest and best outcome always, and that it is happening as it should and when it's supposed to. So you really are doing yourself a disservice in so many ways when you're looking around and looking what everybody else is doing. Just like you wouldn't compare two flowers and how they bloom differently. If you're looking at a poppy versus a peony, they bloom in completely different seasons. One takes a few months to bloom, one can take a year to bloom. But you wouldn't say one is better or more beautiful because one takes a little bit longer than the other. They're just completely different. And so you are different. You are special. You are unique. So trust that everything is working out as it should for you. That's all I got for you today. I hope that this is something that will inspire you to maybe change your perspective. Maybe it triggered something in you and made you remember that this is something that is true for you, because it is. Definitely leave it in the comment, girl. I want to hear your thoughts on it. I want to hear if this is something that you're currently working through or something that you worked through in the past, because maybe you can give us some insights on what you did, girl. I'd love to hear it. But again, thank you. Be sure to like all of that stuff, comment, all of that, girl. You know what to do. Thanks so much. See you in the next one.